fear. What's fear? Are you still experiencing fear when you're doing it, and you're just like, and it's like you become like
But fear is reverence. You know, fear is reverence. Fear is true respect. I mean, you have to have fear. Fear is a key emotion to the survival of our species. That's why we're here. If we didn't know to be scared, we would not have run from giant things that could eat us. Like it's stuff that thing's in us for a reason. Now, what you do with it, that's something else. And what kind of fear? Like, what is that fear? Is that a fear that inhibits you, or is it a fear that that motivates you? Does it give you? Because fear can make you fast and make you smart. Yeah, very. Or it can just make you do something really, stupid. It just depends on who you are and how you use it. So I think there's different ways to engage in, and I mean, it's the ebb and the flow. It's the yin and the yang. It's the night and the day. Fear to one is the thing that motivates him and makes him do things that no one's done. And fear to another one is just it puts him in gridlock and traps him in his house, and he never comes out because he's scared. But the two people are scared. It's just, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you making a nuclear reactor and making power? Or are you blowing up people? Still nuclear. It's still this. It's just, what's the use? So fear is still, it's how are you using it? How do you use it? What do you do with it? And I think you have to embrace it. I embrace fear. I think I want to be scared. Obviously, I tell people sometimes, I go, I'm the most scared out there. I want to be the most scared because I think that is the right place to come from. That is really a smart place to be.
What are ways that you use to channel fear, or like to, if it's in a paralyzing position, how do you bring it to a position that makes you move faster, that makes you, what type of, you talk about visualization, what does that mean to you? Or like, do you do breath work if you're waiting before a huge set or something like that? Or
yeah, I'm always conscious of breathing, and I'm always conscious of opening my hands and I think that how do you take that that thing that locks you and release the chain of fear. How do you release the chains of fear? I mean, probably the most obvious way is just to engage, to just go and do, go into it and not think about it, like not overthink it and not analyze it, because that's, I think, some there's a saying, but it's you just get locked up when you overanalyze. You're overanalyzing instead of just. It doesn't mean go foolhardily and just go do something stupid, but it means like engage into the whatever activity, or because I feel like when I'm watching giant surf, that's the hardest part. I get the anxiety I get, and it's the worst. If I'm there and I'm like, and okay, there's a wave, gotta get out of the way. Okay, I'm gonna get on the wave. It's like I'm busy with the work, and then that consumes me, and then I'm good. Then everything's good. But if I'm watching it, that's just terrible. That's just the worst. Yeah, I can't. I don't want to see it. I'd rather not look. I'd rather just be like, I don't want to see, or just go out and be in it. But like to be a spectator, terrible. I can't do that. It's like makes me makes me get. And I think because of that, if you did that long enough, it'd probably create. It would probably lock you up. I think you get frozen if you indulge yourself in that aspect of it, instead of just committing to going and participating in whatever it is that you're scared of, whatever it is that's scaring you. Start going. Still always a battle within yourself about trying to make yourself believe, at the end, because you always have the doubt game. There's always the two little battlers inside the vine. You got the two guys in there, with pitchforks fighting each other. One guy's, oh yeah, can't, yeah, can't. It's like there's a story that I tell about a wave I rode in TV. That was a real famous ride, and how I was having an inner battle inside of myself during the ride, where one side of me is going, jump off, you know, you're never going to make it. And the other side of me, if you jump off, you can't make it. And the other side of me, jump off, you can't make it. And it's like I'm just warring with myself inside. And at one point, and finally, the battle was won by the one side of me saying, well, if I don't stay on, I definitely can't make it.
Yeah, there you go.
And that was the end. Then that was the end, and then I made it. And it was like, yeah, but had I just succumbed to, you know, jumping off, or not, or
That's a good one. If you jump off, you're definitely not going to make it.
absolutely not. First of all, the whole concept about riding a big wave and having it be measured, I really despise that whole thing of trying to create some sort of measurement to create a thing of accomplishment. I think for me, I just 29, 100 feet, 90 feet, 60, and just all these weird, it's just humans that, you know, wanting some sort of tangible way to do it. You know, the ride that I did in Tahiti that had an impact on me and had an impact on surfing was really more around the concept of riding the unrideable. That up until that point, that those types of waves were considered unrideable, and we actually rode the waves that were unrideable. They were like, and that was really my intention from the beginning, was not so much to ride the biggest waves, which coincidentally usually relate to unrideable, but it was really about riding the unrideable. That's how do we ride the unrideable, because that was really the quest. And that wave in Tahiti was about riding the unrideable. And then since then we've ridden some other giant waves that were unrideable that we rode. So and that seems to be an ongoing thing, which is great, because it's not like, you know, I think that it's really dangerous to create goals that you accomplish too easily, and that a goal that isn't always. I like modifying goals that always are evolving. So you want an evolving thing. So there's always pursuit. So you get near and then it goes up, then you get near and it goes up, and you get near. So then it's a lifelong endeavor instead of some sort of crescendo and then down to a post-traumatic syndrome. I think I prefer that kind of a concept where you're always in pursuit of something that's always moving and you're moving and it's moving and you're always in pursuit of it, because I think that that's more honest for a life, for an existence. I think that that's something that you want to, and how that modifies and changes and morphs and adapts throughout your life. Well, that's what's kind of the amazing part of the ride, right? Is where will it lead me, and how will it take me,